Hi, good morning. I am currently in my backyard. It's been about exactly a full year since I've moved back to California. Since then, I finished my rotations, graduated, and I am waiting for the results of my board exams. I've dedicated the summer to studying for my boards. I need to take one the for the California jurisprudence exam, and then one that's a national one. I've also been preparing for my second powerlifting meet, and it wasn't on my original list of goals for this year. I signed up for my first one in January, and that same week I signed up for a half marathon. And I was thinking that they would be well spaced apart and it'd be fine to train for either. After my first powerlifting meet though, I decided that that's something that I wanted to spend more time training for, and I wanted to give myself something to keep me sane, I guess, while studying for my boards. And so I was training for powerlifting and for the half marathon for most of the summer. A few weeks ago, I strained my hip flexor, and I think that was due to a combination of sitting all day studying, of course I want to blame studying, running like 6 miles at a time, and doing lots of heavier squats and deadlifts all at the same time, which I don't recommend to anyone. In my head, I thought it would average out the sitting and all the activity, but I don't think the body, or at least my body, doesn't work that way. So I've decided to pull out of the half marathon. Training has kind of suffered with the hip flexor issue. I'd say the hardest part would be the squats, walking out the weight, and also with deadlifts it does kind of hurt, but I don't think it's been getting worse with the training for powerlifting with the hip flexor. I think it's more of a running issue where the repetitive motion of pushing off of the leg really bothers it. So I have a meet in 4 days, and I feel like this may not be my best ever performance just because this time around I've trained with heavier weights for the whole prep and my body just feels beat up. But this is also a chance to try a new approach. Last meet prep I was really conservative, and so the day of the meet I hit numbers that I hadn't hit in training, whereas this time I knew what my maxes were from that meet, and so I would use those maxes to estimate where my training should be. I am still self-coached, and it's mainly due to financial reasons at the moment because my focus right now is passing my boards, and once I get a job I can pay back my student loans and think about coaching. And I think coaching is really important. I think that definitely will take time off of the learning curve, but I'm also taking this opportunity to learn how to do things myself, and I think that itself is rewarding. So for anyone out there who's thinking about getting a coach, I mean, that's not a bad way to go, but if you can figure out how your body works or how it doesn't work, then that's also another way. As far as upload frequency and making content, that has never been my reason for making a YouTube channel. I haven't made a cent off of YouTube. I believe last time I checked, over 100,000 views and maybe 800 something subscribers, and I appreciate the support from everyone. I feel like something that I've not taken for granted, because I realize there are people who troll and do nasty things online. For the followers that I have, I've never had any mean or not constructive negative feedback, so I really appreciate that. I put out content as I see fit, and only if I'm inspired by something and I think it's worth sharing. So people have been asking how come I haven't posted much, they haven't heard from me much all summer, and honestly my life has been pretty consistent in a good way. I haven't really been exposed to the hardships that I've been exposed to in the past, where there were more variables. I was living far from home and I really had a lot more to deal with, whereas this summer I really just wanted to focus on studying for boards and training, and so my life has been really repetitive. That's not to say it hasn't been without struggles. If anything, I have faced more internal struggles than ever before, with more uncertainty and a lot more to lose. So I would say that I will definitely continue to share things that I feel are worth sharing, but I've never meant for my life to be shared as a vlog. I don't intend to just put out content for the sake of putting out content ever. But thank you so much for your support, and I'll keep you guys updated.